All right, welcome, welcome everybody. This is Lorette and Alicia is here as well. Alicia, are you there?
I'm here.
Let's
Can you hear me?
see. Yeah. Hey, Joanne. Hey, Nancy. Nancy says, I'm actually early. Welcome, Nancy. Let's see, who else do we have here?
Joanne, of course.
You two have been in my ear all morning. Well, I hope that's a good thing, Joanne. All right. Yes. Hello. Hey there, Linda. Oh, Linda, I think we missed you on the session that just happened before this. We'll touch base with you. Hey there, Bridget. All right. Thomas, Val, Rowena, Paul, Patricia, Jan, MJ, Michelle, Ladonis, Kareen, Carl, Jeff, Geoff, Fiona. Hey there, Fiona. Deborah, Cindy, Charmaine, Bridget, welcome. All right. So, are we ready to get started, Alicia? Let me share my screen. And let's see. There. How come it's not working? Oh, I need to give myself sharing, make presenter. Let's see. There we go. All right. All right. Alicia, are you there?
Yeah, we can see your screen. Go for it, Lorette.
All right, so I'm sure many of you know that we just returned from an amazing event. It was called Traffic Sales and Profit, which is TSP Live 2023. It was a 3-day event that was brought over 1,000 Black entrepreneurs led by visionaries Lamar and Ronnie Taylor. Oh, was that wrong? Yeah, Tyler. Speakers shared their unique insights on business growth, and it was really a strong focus on traffic, sales, and profits, which everybody wants and needs, right? We all need more traffic, more sales, and profits. The event was amazing. So what we wanted to do was share some key insights from the speakers as well as Alicia, because Alicia shared at the event as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Now, this is a tool that somebody shared with me. It's called Gamma. If you look up here, this is an AI tool that helps you make presentations. And I learned about it in one of our sessions. One of our students actually shared it with me. So I thought I'd give it a try. It's pretty cool. So first of all, there was a bunch of different speakers. Fortunately, I didn't have pictures of all of them, but I just wanted to do some key takeaways from the different speakers. So this first speaker, she talked about, the first thing that she talked about was fixing inefficient processes. So when you have systems and processes that are running in your business, you have to make sure that you review them, right, on an ongoing basis, see what needs to be improved and how are you monitoring it. So for example, if you have an onboarding system with people coming in, go back and look at it again. How can you make it better, right? Maybe there's a disconnect from when they sign up for when they get a phone call. For example, like how can you continuously improve that system? Now, one thing that you have to do is you have to be able to measure it and see how it's currently working in order to improve it. So you look at it and you can say, okay, well, we're currently doing this, but now let's improve it. And when you improve it, you have to make sure that you track that as well so that you can see what has been improved. So always consistently look about fixing inefficient processes. The next one was double down on marketing. Now, we are an internet marketing company. Everybody on here are marketers, but a lot of people don't spend enough time and are not really focusing on their marketing efforts. Remember, you're only going to be as relevant as you are visible. So if you increase your visibility, then that's going to help you with your marketing. The next thing is financial clarity. So do you have a solid understanding of your financials? So where are you spending most of your money? Where do you need to increase? So maybe you're looking at it, one place that we have a tendency to spend a lot of money is on software and tools. And, we'll see something like, ooh, this is cool, let me get it. And then we don't use it and it's charging us every month. Can anybody else relate to that? All right, you
Guilty,
bought
guilty, guilty.
yes. Um, and so with that in mind, sometimes you need to go back and look at where you're spending your money. So our accountant, like, we'll look at it and we'll say, okay, software and hosting, we're spending this much money. Let's go back and look at where we're spending it. Like, let's go back and look at how much income we're making each month. Where are we spending our money? So make sure, Linda says guilty, make sure that you have a solid understanding of where your money is being spent and how it can be spent better, right? So these were some. Now, of course, this was speaker number one. There was lots of different takeaways, but these are the ones that I really resonated with. Was fixing the inefficient processes, double down on your marketing. You're a marketing company. You have to be visible, and then financial clarity. Hold on. I'm trying to, told you this is the first time I've used this. I think I just messed it up. Okay, there. So key takeaways from speaker number two. Speaker number two talked about having a money mindset. So how do you think about money? Do you stretch yourself? How big do you think? Right? Do you think too small? Now, one of the examples that he gave that I really enjoyed is he said that he was on a cruise and the cruise ship went into the port. And while he was at the port, he saw another big, like, barge cruise ship thing, and it was carrying yachts, right? So it was delivering yachts to these different Caribbean locations. So it was a yacht delivery service, basically. And he was like, wow, that's pretty intense, right? I'd love to. But he said the problem is a lot of people are going to say, oh, I wish I had a yacht. Instead, what they need to be saying is, I need to have that barge that's carrying those yachts, right? You need to own the barge, not the yacht. Right? You can just become friends with somebody with the yacht, borrow the yacht, but you want to own the barge that's shipping the yachts, right? That's how you should be thinking bigger, right? Stretch yourself. If you say, I have a goal of making X amount of dollars, I have a goal of selling this much, are you thinking too small? Think bigger, right? And then we talked about that first speaker who she said, double down on your marketing. So if you double down on your marketing, your goals aren't that unreachable when you think about it in that way, right? So, so the next one is having a strategy with everything, strategic insight. So make sure you have a strategy on everything that you do. So a lot of you may have a product or a service. You'll say, hey, I'm going to launch my book. I'm going to launch my new course. Fantastic. That's great. But what is your strategy around it? Like, okay, you've launched your book. How are you marketing it? How are you getting it out there? Who are your affiliates? Like, what is your strategy around what you're doing? And one of the things that you can do is use ChatGPT to help you create these strategies. So if you were, let's pretend you're launching a book, you can go to ChatGPT and say, help me with a marketing strategy on a book that I just launched about how to get business credit for your new business, for example. Right? So make sure that whatever you're doing, you have a strategy around it. Okay? The next one for speaker number two was execution. Now, I know this is the problem with almost everybody, is actually executing and implementing it. So start to take action more consistently. So it's great. Hey, you just launched your book. Fantastic. What's next? You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. You got to be consistently executing and implementing. So the key is to put your offer out there in the marketplace and then tweak it and continue to improve it. Now, how many of you are sometimes scared, or you're not confident about your product, or you're a perfectionist, so you don't put it out there? Any perfectionist? Yes. Bianca says, me, guilty. Yes, there's a lot of people out there that are scared to put themselves out there because it has to be perfect, right? Guess what? It doesn't have to be. Get it out there, and then you can continue to improve it, continue to tweak it. Linda says all of the above, right? So get it out there in the marketplace. And hey, you know what? If somebody doesn't like it, who cares? There's always going to be a hater. I'm just telling you now, there's always going to be somebody that doesn't like it or doesn't like how you did this, always. But you're just going to have to learn to deal with that and keep moving. You tweak it, you take constructive criticism, you implement it, you fix it, you keep making it better, and you keep going and you keep going and you keep going, right? So just put it out there and take action more consistently. Joanne says, yep, just say next. Samson says, Mr. Perfectionist. Yeah, you got to get away from being that perfectionist and just get it out there in the market and then make changes as you go along, or else it will never be perfect. There is never, people say, oh, let me wait for the perfect time. Is there such a thing? Is there such a thing as a perfect time? I really don't think there is, right? I don't think there is a perfect time. Get it out there and keep moving. And the next one. So if anybody has any questions or anything as I'm going through this, or Alicia, if you have anything to jump in and add, please feel free. So
You're doing fantastic. You're doing fantastic.
the next one. So this one, his name was Tommy. He was actually talking about YouTube. So he was a YouTube strategist, and people were asking him questions. One of the ladies asked him, she said, I don't have enough money to run YouTube ads. What should I do? And I loved his response. He said, well, first of all, are you maxing out what you currently have, right? If you don't have the money to run ads, focus on what you do have. And are you maxing it out? Look at your phone. Are you talking to all your connections, all your networks? Are you networking? Are you going to events? Are you doing JVs? Are you doing affiliates? Are you sending out emails? Are you doing social media, organic? Are you doing all the stuff that doesn't cost anything? So if you max that out, let's say you're maxing out your emails, your affiliates, your social, you're maxing all of that. Well, you know what? You're going to be making money. So he said, now take that money that you just used when you maxed all that stuff. Now use that money to run ads, right? So don't come at it, I don't have any money. Well, you probably are not maxing out what you're doing to get that money, and then use that money to run ads. And then when you have the ability to run ads, that's really going to scale your business even more. So I thought that was a great example. Even if you're not trying to get money to run ads, just the fact of, are you really maxing out what you currently have? Joanne, I see you here. Do you feel like you're maxing out? You have a big network of emails and contacts. I think you could go even harder. Do you think that you can take it to the next level and really max it out with what you have? I'm sure you can. Absolutely, right. The next one is, he was saying that you need to have a solid mix. So if you plan on running ads, I actually did a training on this, I think in the Learning Tube. But let me see. So if you are planning on running ads, you need to have a solid mix of organic and ads, right? You have to have both. Why? Because the customer journey these days is completely changed. Before, people would go, this was in my training, you walk into a store, you see something on a shelf, you purchase it, you go home, done. But now the customer journey, if they see you in a YouTube ad, is what he was doing, they're going to go look you up, right? They're going to say, oh, look at Alicia's YouTube ad. Let me go look at her social media. Let me go look at her TikTok. Oh, let me go check out her website. Let me go check out her Facebook page. Oh, does she have Instagram stories? Does she have TikToks? Does she have Reels? They're going to go and look for you all over the place. So you have to make sure that you're in all these areas, right? You can't just run an ad and then they go look for you and you don't exist. They're going to be like, who is this person, right? So the more that you can put yourself out there, they were going to look for you. So dominate it as much as you can. Dominate it as much as you can. And just think about it. Don't be overwhelmed with, oh, I have to be everywhere. But gradually move into these different spaces, because people will be looking for you. And make sure that you know where your audience are looking for you. So it depends on the types of product and services that you're offering. So for example, if your target market is corporate people, you might not need to be on TikTok or something like that, but make sure that you're on LinkedIn, because they'll go look for you there. So wherever your people are, make sure you're there in a combination of ads and organic. The next one is, to execute at a high level, you need the right people. So don't try to do this alone. So that's why we have things like the Learning Tube. We have things like the AI Experts Club and our other courses, because we want to help people, because we've been there and we've done that. There's no point in having to reinvent the wheel or start from scratch. Why should you start from scratch? when you can just learn from somebody that's already been there, that's already had the success, and they've been there, done that. They've went through the hurdles, they went through the time and the frustration, and they say, hey, come with me and let me show you the way. Which one would you do, right? You definitely need to make sure that you're working with the right people, not only in programs like this or in masterminds, but also on your team. So your team is going to help you grow as well. So you need to make sure that you have the right people on your team. So think about, what areas do you need help in your business? So maybe you are not a technical person and the technical stuff is holding you back. Well, you need to find that technical person that can help you keep moving. There's always something that's going to be an obstacle in your business. There's always going to be something that holds you back. And for most people, when they hit a roadblock, they stop. But you need to make sure that when you hit that roadblock, you can kick it down and keep moving. And usually when you kick that down, it's because there's somebody else that can help you kick it down, right? So if you have those tech problems, you have to find somebody to help you get through it to keep moving. The goal is to always keep moving. What's stopping you and what do you need to keep moving? So you have to have the right people, the right resources to make sure that you don't get that roadblock, okay? So I can see people saying, yes, that's me. Yes, that's me. Right, definitely. Okay. So the next one, this was speaker number 4. So she was talking about, think about the cost of indecision and procrastination. I know this is, a lot of you are guilty of this. I know that I can be guilty of it sometimes. That they say that great leaders and the top wealthy people in the world are fast decision makers. Who here, would you say that you're a fast decision maker or are you a slow decision maker? Anybody fast or slow? I see some people say in the middle, in the middle. Yeah, okay, I could say in the middle. Slow, fast. Okay, so fast decision makers are, yeah, in the middle. Okay, so it's a trait of top business owners is that they make fast decisions. And if that decision is wrong, hey, you know what? I made the decision, it wasn't right, doesn't matter, let me keep moving, right? It's better to make that decision than to make no decision at all. So think about being indecisive and how much that can affect your business. So make those decisions. If it's wrong, you know what? You deal with it and you keep moving, right? But make the decision. So Linda says, fast on things I know, slow on what I don't know. That is very valid. So if you don't know, find somebody that can help you make that decision that does know, right? So look for, if you don't know and you can't make that decision, have somebody else help you make that decision that's more knowledgeable on whatever it is you're trying to decide. So the other thing is procrastination. Sometimes I have a tendency to procrastinate because I don't have a clear understanding of what I'm doing. So I think all of that comes into play. The more you have clarity on what your goal is and what you're trying to reach, then you won't procrastinate. So you kind of have to find that root of the problem, right? So if you're procrastinating, why are you procrastinating? I know for me, I procrastinate because I don't really know, I don't have clear guidance on what I'm trying to accomplish. When I have that clear understanding of what I'm trying to accomplish, I'm off to the races, right? So think about why you're procrastinating as well. So procrastination is costly for your business, but the key is to find out why you're procrastinating. And like Linda was saying, why are you not making these decisions? When you figure that out, then that's going to help lead you to success. Yes, Nancy says the speed of the decision is proportional to the gravity and the situation. Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. Rowena says, what are you losing by not taking, oh, did I misspell it? All right, what are you losing by not taking action? The word is losing, not, I think that's losing. Thank you, Rowena. All right, so what are you losing by not taking action? So think about that. Okay, so the next one was to do more collaborations. So there's a lot of people that can help you grow your business. Work together, right? There's people out there that have your people that you want to market to and vice versa. Make it a win-win situation. So for example, Joanne is a master affiliate. She can sell people and she's very good at getting people into different programs and, working her magic. So what she does is that she has been great with us and our AI Experts Club. So she's an affiliate of the AI Experts Club and she's getting people in there. So it's a win-win for her because she earns commission. And then it's a win for us because we now have new students in our program. So think about working together. I see Bridget is on here. I think I connected Bridget with another one of our students because their target markets were very similar and they could help each other. So as you're in these different communities, so for example, if you're in the AI Experts Club, if you're a freelancing genius, even if you're just part of the Learning Tube, think about when you're in there and you're talking to these different people, the different members, how can you work together? How can you collaborate? Do you have the same type of target audience? Do you have a similar product that's complementary to each other? So think about how you can collaborate more. We do a lot of collaborations. We do a lot of affiliates. We do a lot of joint ventures, and it's a win-win for all parties. So always think about that as you're networking and as you're meeting these different people. How can you help each other, right? Don't just think what's in it for me, but what's in it for both of you. Make it a win-win situation for everybody. And then the last thing she was saying is do what you say you're gonna do. Don't be the one they say is all talk. We probably heard, have you guys know anybody that's all talk? They say all this stuff, but then they don't do anything. Can anybody relate to that? I know I've met people like that, right? You don't want to be that person, right? You don't want to be that person, oh, she doesn't do it, she's all talk, right? If you say you're gonna do something, do it. That's simple, that's it. If you say that you're gonna do X, Y, Z, then do it. Simple. Do what you say you're going to do. And not only when you're saying it to other people, but to yourself as well. So if you say, hey, I'm going to launch my new product by the end of the month, launch it. Stick to what you say that you're going to do. Okay, so do what you say you're going to do for yourself and for other people. And then speaker number 5. This one says, be a better marketer. Plain and simple. Don't ease up. This is your opportunity to push harder and take the market share. So the example that he was talking about was in during a recession, for example, people may say, oh, I don't have the money to spend, and then he was giving examples of how some businesses stopped marketing because they were trying to save money. But then there was other companies that cut costs in other areas and increase their marketing, and now they were in the forefront. So be a better marketer and don't ease up. Keep going. Just like speaker number 1, how she was saying that you're only as good as you are visible. The more visible that you are, the more opportunity you are to make more money. So continue and be consistent with your marketing. Don't ease it up. Don't stop. Marketing is something that you have to do all the time. He was actually giving the example of McDonald's. Now, who doesn't know McDonald's? Everybody knows who McDonald's is. But you know what? McDonald's spends a huge chunk of money on advertising and marketing, even though they're so well known. So the example he gave, he was showing how McDonald's eased up on their marketing, and then I think it was some other company took over their market share. But you would think that McDonald's, of all people, they need to market. Yeah, they do. They do. So even the big guns, even the ones that are so recognized, still spend a ton of money on marketing. Okay. So Joanne says, yeah, keeping that. You're only as relevant as you are visible. Let's see. So Frankie says, how do I handle a situation where I can't help others, but they can help me? So Frankie, you'd be surprised on what you can help them in. So it may not be an equal relationship, but maybe you've got insight that they don't have. Maybe you have, you can give something else of value that may not be equal. So for example, we would give, say, I'll do a mailing for you, you do a mailing for me. So what if your list is really small? What if you're like, I only have 50 people on my list and they have 50,000? So that's not equivalent. But what else can you do to help them? Maybe you can provide a great testimonial. Maybe you can provide some user experience testing for them to give them some feedback on how to make their product better. Or just think about other ways that you can help them, even though it may not be an apples, orange to orange. It may be a little different, but how else can you help them in a different way? Or maybe you can connect them with somebody else that would be a great fit, for example. So just think about other ways that you can help them, even though it may not be the same exact thing, if that makes sense. Make sense, Frankie? Okay. So we just talked about being a better marketer. So the next one was become a better leader. For your team to be successful, you have to become a better leader. This will lead to building better teams. So I know many of you probably don't have large teams, but many of you, I'm assuming you may have some people that you work with on outsourcing. You may have a VA, or you may hire somebody here and there that you get on Fiverr. But whoever it is, you're still the leader of that person. You're still leading whoever it is that you hired. Now, with that in mind, you have to make sure that you're leading them properly in order to get that result that you desire. So even if you're working with somebody on Fiverr, you may think that's really small and, oh, I'm not a leader, I'm just hiring this guy on Fiverr, but you are. And now think about how you can make that process as smooth as possible for not only for you, for the person, but to also get that result that you want. How are you going to make it? You're going to do, for example, like a Loom video to make it easy. Maybe you're going to do step-by-step instructions. You're going to do some screenshots. You're going to let them know exactly what you need, where you need it, where to save it, how to do it. So be a better leader in whatever you do, with a large team or just simply outsourcing to somebody with a small task. Think about how you can become a better leader. Okay, the next one is to marry purpose and profit. So he was talking about the bigger picture. So when you are creating these products and services, think about the purpose of why you're doing it. Why are you doing this? What is your why? How is that driving you? And how is it helping the people that you're working with? So when we are creating these courses, our goal is always to help empower you, to help empower the student, help empower the user, because the tools that we're giving you is going to enhance your life. It's going to enhance your financial situation. It's just going to enhance your knowledge, your confidence. Now, for example, Bianca. Now, I know, Bianca, you haven't made a profit from doing this Midjourney stuff yet. I know you're going to. We just taught about how to monetize Midjourney. But I know that your confidence level and your skill set, your new knowledge, all of that together has helped you grow as a person. Am I right, Bianca? So although, it's not always tied to monetization, what our goal is to help build you as a person financially and personally. And if we've done that, then we've accomplished our purpose. And so when you're doing these products, when you're doing these services, think about your purpose, and that's going to help you increase your profits. So when you have a purpose to what you're doing, it drives you, right? And that's going to help lead to more profits in your business. And it's also going to lead to greater satisfaction for you. When we see all of you succeeding so immensely and amazing, like we have some amazing testimonials, that drives us. That makes us keep wanting to do what we do. When I worked in corporate America, I wasn't changing lives. Like I wasn't making a dent in people. I wasn't helping. Like I wasn't. I was actually, my job was automating systems. I was laying people off. So I wasn't getting any joy in doing that at all. People didn't like me. I fired them. I had to get rid of their jobs. But here it's a completely different purpose that we have. And that's, like I said, what drives us. So when you're doing your products and services, marry your purpose, and that's going to help you with your profits. So Bianca is saying purpose, purpose. Gladys says, what you're saying right now is so true and essential. So the next one was speaker number 6. So this speaker was talking about your customer experience. So how can you get closer to your customers? So when you're launching your product and services, one thing that's very important is to have relationships with your customers. We've heard this so many times, that a lot of people enjoy our products and services because we're visible. Just like we say marketing, the more visible you are, the better. So we feel that same way with our products and services. We don't ever want to buy our product and never see from us again. And unfortunately, there's a lot of that out there. We want to make sure that you have an amazing customer experience with us and multiple touch points. And you see us not only on webinars like this, you see us in social media, you see us in the news, you see us in all these different areas, and we want to make sure that we stay close to our customers and build that relationship. You can do that through Facebook groups, through Zoom sessions, but the key is to build that relationship. You don't ever want to be that person that, oh, they sold me a product and I never heard from them again. We actually had one of our students, we did a office hours for one of our programs yesterday, and somebody actually said that. They're like, this is so refreshing that we actually get to talk to you and we actually see you. We know who you are. You're the course creator, and then now you're on a Zoom with us. She was just blown away. So think about, when you do that, is to always make sure that you have a great customer experience and to keep improving it. Even ask your customers. Like, we're always looking at ways on how we can improve our customer experience. And that's very important for not only for you to get that first sale, but for you to continue to get sales over and over again, is to have that great customer service. People will buy from people they know, trust, and respect and love. And when you build that up, they will be a customer for life. All right, the next one is, what is your superpower? What are you good at? Dominate it, right? What are you good at? So sometimes you can say, well, I'm really good at, what's your superpower? At teaching, at speaking. So if you're a very good speaker, dominate it. Find all the places that you can speak. Can you speak on podcasts? Can you speak on stage? Can you speak on webinars? Like, what is your superpower? And dominate it. If something's not your superpower, let somebody else do that. But what do you do that's amazing? What do you do that you can dominate? Figure that out and just go hard with it and dominate that. And then on the other side, where do you need help? Right? Get help, find help, ask for help, buy help, right? Get help fast. We talked about this in one of the other sessions, is those roadblocks, right? If you need help, don't let it stop your momentum. I put here for a Zap example because this was something that I did just last week, but I've been diving into Zapier lately. Does anybody use that? Is it Zapier or Zapier? I think it's Zapier. But does anybody use Zapier? I love it, and I've been using it more recently to automate a lot of tasks that we have in our business. Anybody use that? Nobody's using Zapier? Okay, a few people. All right. So no? Okay. Well, it's a tool that you can automate things. So for example, Joanne uses it. So for example, I just did one. So if somebody orders this product, it automatically subscribes them to the membership, then it puts them into the autoresponder, then it sends them a text message, then it sends a message to our admin to get to call them for their onboarding call. Like, it's a automated sequence, and it's amazing, right? And you can do all these different types of things. We have one, if somebody cancels, it automatically takes them out of the system, puts them into the autoresponder, sends them this email, sends it, like, all that stuff, and it makes it great. So Brooks, this isn't, so Zapier, he says that it's too complicated. I don't understand what to use it for. So I was creating one and I got stuck. It just wasn't working. So you click run and it's supposed to run through all these tasks and have this final product, and it didn't work. And I was so frustrated, and I was like, I have to get this to work because I have no choice. This has to work. I'm not doing this manually. And I was stuck. And I said, you know what? And it was late. It was like midnight. And so, or I don't know, but it was really late. And I went to Fiverr and I typed in Zapier, and I found a guy in India, and it was 2 a.m. in India. And he said that he would help me with my Zapier within 24 hours. And so I messaged him. I was like, hello, are you there? Because it showed he was online. And he said, I'm here. I said, fantastic. And so I said, I need help. And I did a Loom video and I showed him what I had a problem with. And he said, okay, get on Zoom right now and let's work it out. I said, okay. And it was 2 a.m. over there. So we got on Zoom together, me and this guy I just met on Fiverr in India. We got in Zoom. He took over my screen and he fixed what I did wrong. He pushed the run button and it worked. And I was like, oh, and it was $25 that he charged me. And I said, please take my $25. This has been the best 10 minutes of my life. But it was so, I mean, I was sitting there struggling and I just said, you know what, let me see if somebody can help me real quick. And I went, I found the solution. He fixed it. I paid him $25 and that was it. And my problem was solved. As soon as he solved that, it was smooth sailing moving forward. But the thing is that I was stuck and I reached out for help, right? So that was, you know, something that you have to make sure that you do. If you're stuck, you get help, you find help, you ask for help, or you buy help, right? So get help fast and don't let it stop your momentum. I needed something else that, you know, and this comes in with relationships. So I needed something else with this software tool that wasn't working either. I was having a lot of technical issues. And I was trying to do this with this software tool and it wasn't working. And we were launching the next day. I was all stressed out and it was the weekend. And so I couldn't get help from their regular team because it was the weekend. But I happened to know the owner because you know, when I signed up, I sent him a message, we chatted, like I was making a relationship with the owner of the software. And so when I was stuck needing help, what did I do? I reached out to him. I said, I know it's the weekend. I'm so sorry to bother you. But he also knew me because I was an affiliate and I've sold a lot of his courses, a lot of his tools. So, you know, that helped as well because I was helping him make money. Remember, we talked about those win-win relationships. So he was willing to help me. And over the weekend, it didn't take him long because he knew what to do. It took him about 10 minutes. He fixed it, done. But that was because I had that relationship. You know, it was a win-win. I've helped him because I've sold stuff for him. So when I reached out for help, he was there and he helped me instead of me saying, I don't know what to do, I'm stuck, right? So, so think about that. When you need help, get help. All right, let's see. And then we had, Alicia, the picture was not in properly. Alicia's cut out of the picture. But this is actually Alicia's presentation. She's over there on the left-hand side.
Wow, wow, wow.
Sorry about that. But Alicia is in this picture. But this was Alicia's session at the event, and she talked about, ta-da, Cash GPT.
Was this your favorite session? Lorette, I just want to know, was this your favorite?
Of course, yeah, Alicia, hands down, best session, hands down. But Alicia introduced her ta-da method, right? Joanne says that was a trick question. But this is where she was teaching people how to use Chat GPT better, how to be more efficient with it. Because that's usually the problem that people face is that they say, oh, Chat GPT doesn't work. That's because you're not working it properly, right? So she was teaching them how to train it, how to ask, how to dig, add, and assemble. Most of you probably saw that ta-da method. She did it in one of her other trainings, but it was great. Just teaching, you know, I didn't really do key takeaways for yours, Alicia. You want to talk about some key takeaways for yours? Are you there?
First of all, let me get over being insulted.
I don't know. I didn't do the key takeaways for you.
You're like, because you knew I would be on and you're watching you and you're like,
key takeaways live. Go ahead.
Okay, so as Lorette said, I spoke about the ta-da method, and you know, I just reiterated that the most important part of working with ChatGPT is to train it. So I showed everybody how I got ChatGPT to create a course for me, but before I even asked ChatGPT to do anything, I gave it information, I trained it, I told it who I was, and I uploaded 2 articles that I had transcribed using otter.ai. And now, after uploading those articles and my bio, ChatGPT knew who I was, what my training methods were, and now we're, you know, working together to create the content as me. So I actually was able, by doing that, to duplicate myself. And that is my AI writing clone that is in ChatGPT now. And I think that was a really big takeaway for a lot of people, because a lot of people that are using ChatGPT have not taken the time to train it, so they're not getting the results that they want. And we say something, garbage in, garbage out, and it's so true for ChatGPT, isn't it, Lorette? So on the screen right here is Opus.pro, a tool that I showed them that can
on her screen in the audience.
Sorry, thank you. On my screen in the audience. Can't see me because Lorette cut me out.
Sorry.
But you can see the screen. And I was showing them some other tools and just reiterating that, AI isn't here to replace us. AI is here to enhance us and enhance our lives. So get in and use these tools. And we're at the beginning stages right now. We're not early adapters, we're early adapters. You know how they have early bird and then early bird and then early bird? Like we're the early bird. We're up before, just when the sun has gone down. The sun has gone down, not when it's rising again. Like we're just at such the beginning of AI, and we just got everybody really excited about using AI and ChatGPT. So thanks, Lorette, for letting me summarize my own session. Back to you.
Yes. And Fiona was there. She said it was the best session ever. The audience was literally in awe. Yes, they were. It was great. People were going crazy.
Yeah, Fiona and her sister were amazing. I met both of them, all smiles, so sweet. That was definitely a highlight.
Is this your sister right here, Fiona? I think it is. But
you're like pointing to her on the screen. You're like, that person right there?
Yeah. But in the audience, this is actually my daughter is right here, Ava, if you see Ava. And then this is Alicia's fiance, Greg, and they were in the audience. I brought my daughter, Ava, and she was learning about how to grow her business. Yes. All right. So, okay, so we will keep going. So thank you for that, Alicia. Now, one thing that I really enjoyed is a session they did asking people to write down what they accomplished in the last 6 months. And I just want to talk about some of the stuff we accomplished in the last 6 months, and then I want you to do that as well. So we launched our new program called the AI Experts Club, which almost all of you are in. If you're not in it, shame on you. You need to be in it. We can put that link there, Alicia, AI Experts Club. If you're not in it, it teaches you how to use AI in your business, and it's amazing. So we have the AI Experts Club, and then we launched a new software that has to do all about using AI. We've done our summit series, right? I know a lot of you are in our summit series as well. We did our course creation summit, we did an images summit, and we're coming up with a book summit. So we're doing a summit series. We've also become leaner. We've reduced expenses. We've looked at some of the places that we are spending money that we don't need to spend money, and we've become leaner, which I love. We've improved some systems. We've created more standard operating procedures. And this is stuff that we've done the last 6 months. So, and the better that you have with standard operating procedures, the more that your business is going to run like a well-oiled machine. So we map out all of our systems, and then we continue to improve them. Another thing is asking for help faster. So I'm a pro at that now. If I need help, I'm going to ask for help. I'm not going to waste my time trying to, figure it out when I don't know what I'm doing, right? So ask for help, leveraging relationships that you have as well. And then we've added more automation. I talked about Zapier, how we've done that. So really eliminating a lot of manual things. And it's, Alicia was talking about this with someone else, but this was actually, sometimes you have to slow down and go back to things that you've done in the past, because that was actually my job in corporate America. That's what I was trained to do, is to automate manual processes. And I forget that sometimes. And I have to go back and look and be like, wait, this is what I had my whole career on. And I have to go back and look at that. But this event kind of reignited that, and I've gone back into a lot of things that we do in our business and have added more automation. So, I want you to take that time, you don't have to do it right now, but just write it in your notes, is to put down what you've accomplished in the last 6 months, and you may be pleasantly surprised on what you've been able to do. You can see in this video, she's given herself a high five. I want to get you to give yourself a high five for what you've accomplished in the last 6 months, even if it may be something small. But you have to reward yourself, and you have to, realize that you've done something, even if it's small, as long as you're moving that needle towards your goals. So think about, after this is done, what have you accomplished in the last 6 months? Okay, can you do that? Yes? Yes? Okay, getting the yeses. Okay. So, and like I said, that's going to help you, because when I started writing it down, my list is a little longer too. I didn't put them all here. But when I saw my list, I was like, oh, I didn't realize we did all of that. Not too bad, not too shabby. And that gives you a little boost of confidence as well. So write down things that you've done in the last 6 months, even if it's small, it's still an accomplishment. Okay. Now, the next thing that they did was an exercise on three things you'll do to grow your business in the next 30 days, right? So what can you do to grow your business in the next 30 days? So these were 3 things that I wrote down, is that we want to get more lead magnets out there. We talked about being more visible, right? We need to have more ways. We need to make a wider net for people to come into our community, right? So more lead magnets. We also want to run ads on multiple platforms. Now, a lot of people just run ads on Facebook or something, but we want to run ads on multiple platforms. We also want to have more affiliates and JV opportunities. That's something that we're already doing, but we want to increase that, because that's always been a part of our business that has really helped us, is the affiliates and the JV opportunities. So these are 3 things that we want to do in the next 30 days. So I want you to do that as well. I want you to write down 3 things that you're going to do to grow your business in the next 30 days. Can you do that? Can you do that? I want a yes. Yes. 3 things that you're going to do, and be specific about it. Now, these aren't these are kind of broad, but I would invite you to be a little bit more specific. But 3 things that you're going to do to grow your business. Okay. Now, the next one is 3 things you need to stop doing, right? So that's just as important as 3 things you need to do, but there's also 3 things you need to stop doing. So I put, for me, is I sometimes, I instead of me instructing somebody, because it'll take too long, I say, oh, I'll just do it myself. Is anybody guilty of that? I'll just do it myself. I know a lot of you are. I'll just do it myself. Right? When you do it yourself, that's slowing the whole process down. Don't do it yourself. If it's not something that's growing your business, if it's not something that is, worthy of your time, find somebody else to do it. Don't step beyond this, oh my word, right? Don't do the, I'll just do it myself, right? I know I'm guilty of that. Another thing is being busy work and not doing revenue generating activities. There's a difference for being busy and being busy doing something that's growing your business. So when you say, oh, I'm so busy doing what? What are you doing that's so busy? And if what you're doing is not something that's growing your business, then stop doing it. Stop doing it. Joanne says these would be the exact 3 that I would put. Yeah, so this is what I put. And then the last one is stop thinking so small. You are more amazing than you believe that you are. Right? So Joanne says the 3 things, like, Joanne, you are a super affiliate. You may not think that you are, but you are. Stop thinking so small. How can you take what you do as being this super affiliate to the next level? Right? I know that you are able to get people to sign up for programs without even doing that much. Imagine if you went all in. Imagine if you stopped thinking small. What could that do to your business? Right? What could that do to your business? And what could that do to your business if you stop doing everything yourself and stop doing busy work, instead doing work that's actually going to generate revenue for your business? So 3 things that you need to stop doing. So make sure that you do that as well. So write that down in your notes. So 3 things you're going to do to grow your business, and 3 things that you need to stop doing to grow your business as well. Okay? Now, with all of that, Oh, so this is, I kind of actually said this already, but so the overall impact of our business, improvement of our systems, we're reducing errors. We have growth of partnerships. When we went there, we made some great connections, some great networking. We've already done we've done one since we've been back, one affiliate promotion, and then we're doing another one on Saturday. And then we've got other ones lined up just from networking and talking to people. And then also speed of implementation. These are some things that have changed in our business. Speed of implementation with the use of different resources, better leadership, talking and mapping things out with our team better, and being a better leader. So the strategies that we learned at this event, although it just happened, we were very keen on that speed of implementation. So we were doing stuff right there. I mean, we just came back a couple days ago and we've already made so many changes in our business. But make sure that when you learn this, now a lot of these things are things that you can now go and put into your business as well. So these were my key takeaways, and I hope that these key takeaways are going to help you, but it's all about you implementing it. It's all about that speed of implementation that I was saying right here, and actually executing on what you've learned. And do that exercise that I was just saying. Do that exercise on what have your accomplishments been in the past 6 months? What are the 3 things that you can do to grow your business now? And what are the 3 things that you need to stop doing in order to help your business grow as well? All right, so hopefully this was helpful for you. These were some key takeaways that I had. Hopefully these are some takeaways that you can take and put into your business as well. Does anybody have any questions? Let's see. Can you teach a class on how to get people to sign up for our course? So yes, Linda. So when you do launch your course, it's very important to do that marketing, right? To get people to come to it. So yes, we can do some training on traffic and so forth. Let's see. You're welcome, Brooks. All right. Does anybody else have anything else? No? All right. Alicia, are you still there?
Of course, no? I'm still here.
Oh, all right. Any last words you wanted to say?
I just wanted to say that this was awesome. Everybody, let's give Lorette a round of applause. Here's the difference between your notes and my notes. You're so like very organized. Joanne's giving you a clap, so I'm doing it out loud. You're very organized. There were so many key takeaways. Did you guys get a lot of takeaways? Let's see what they're saying. Frankie, yeah, we'll do a training on that. You're getting a lot of claps. Laura, Carla, Bianca says, whoop, whoop. Carla said it was great. Nancy said, give you some applause. Like it was really organized and there was a lot to get out of it. So I know everybody's going to want the replays of your notes, Lorette, and this whole session, because it was very good. Like I was there too, but it's so interesting that we get different things out of it.
It is. Yeah. I'm sure your notes are different than my notes.
Yeah. And it's, your notes come from your type of very strategic thinker brain. And so you've organized them in a way you're like, these are the biggest takeaways. And these are also the things that are going to make the biggest impact for people. And you retaught it and it was great. So Joanne says clear and concise. Okay, Gladys, got it. Linda said what really helps is something I'm doing and something I'm not going to do. That really was helpful too. So thank you so much, Lorette, for all those takeaways. How many of you guys really want the replay? Because that's what I said to myself. I'm like, I need to watch this again. I need the replay. So
we will get that out.
I'm so used to being the presenter. Now I'm like, hey, I need the replay. So good job, Lorette. Thank you so much. And thanks everybody for joining us.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.